Okay guys, today we're going to talk about fractions. Before we can really get into it, we're going to go over some definitions so that it makes more sense to you. First one we're going to go over is whole number. Now, a whole number are numbers that you're probably used to. So, anything that you would consider a counting number. So, an example of this would be like 1, 2, 3, and so on. So, those are the ones that you guys are used to. The second one we're going to do, and you can follow right along with your sheet that I handed out to you. They're all listed 1 through 4. Number 2 is, the second definition is fraction. Now, a fraction, all that means is that it's part of a whole number. Okay? So I'm going to put what a fraction looks like up in the corner here, just so we have an example of it. So this is what a fraction is going to end up looking like all the time. So the next part of now we're going to go over the parts of the fraction. So the first part is the numerator. Now the numerator is the number of parts in the fraction. It is also the top number in the fraction. So in our example up here, the numerator would be the number 1. Okay? The next piece that we have to talk about is the denominator. Now the denominator is the total number of parts in the fraction. Or the bottom number. So, going back up to our example up at the top, the 2 would be the denominator. Okay? So now that we've talked about the definitions, we can move into the examples lower on your sheet. Now, how many of you guys like pizza? Because I know I do. And pizza is a great way to show what exactly a fraction is and a good way to explain it. So, let's look at the first example. So number 1 says, there are 2 pieces of pizza and you eat 1. How much of the whole pizza is left? So this one you can just kind of take your time, you can watch me, and then we'll do more together just so you understand. So, the first thing you want to do is draw your pizza. So this one says that there are 2 pieces. That means that the pizza is split into 2. So you have your 2 pieces. And now you eat 1. So when you're doing one of these problems, you want to color in any time that it says one of the pieces was eaten. So in this case, one of them was eaten, so we're going to color one of the pieces in. Okay? So now it wants to know how much of the whole pizza is left. So we're going to draw a bar for the fraction. Now, the denominator, like I said, is the total number of pieces. So in this case, the whole pizza contained 2 different pieces. So what we want to do is put the total number in the denominator. So in this case, there are 2. Because there were 2 pieces of pizza. It wants to know how many pieces were left over. So we ate one of them. So that means you just count how many pieces you haven't shaded in. So in this case, there's 1 piece. So now 1/2 of the whole pizza is left over. Let's move on to number 2. Number 2 says the pizza's cut into 4 pieces. Okay? You and your brother each have one, so there are 2 left. What fraction of the pizza is left over? So, if you and your brother each have 1, how many do we have to color in? 2. Good. So now that we've colored our 2 pieces in, what fraction of the pizza is left over? So we draw our bar. Now how many total pieces were there, guys? 4. Right, good. So we want to put 4 as our denominator. So now our numerator is how many pieces that aren't colored in. So in this case, that's how many? 2, right. Good. So our fraction for this one is 2/4. That's how much of the pizza was left over. Okay, moving on to number 3. So this one says there are 6 slices of pizza, and by the time your family gets done eating, there's only 1 slice left. What fraction of the pizza is left over? So, draw our pizza, cut into 6 slices, and according to the problem, they ate 5 of the slices. So how many do we want to color in? 5, good. Okay, now we've colored in our slices, so we draw our bar. What was the total number of pieces that were in this pizza? 6, right. So now, how many pieces didn't we color in because they weren't eaten? 1, good. So 1/6 is our fraction for this problem. Okay? And then finally number 4. Number 4 says that the pizza has 4 slices and you only eat 1. So, here's our pizza cut into 4 slices. And we ate how many? 1, good. So how many do I want to color in? Just the 1. So, then we draw our bar. How many were what was the total number of slices in this case? 4, good. So 4 goes where? In our denominator. And in our numerator, we want to put how many slices weren't eaten. So how many weren't eaten in this case? 3, good. You guys are doing great. So that's all we had for classwork today. And we still have a minute left, so let's just review real quickly what the definitions were, just so you don't have any problems, and this will help you for your homework also. So a whole number is what? Good, a counting number like 1 or 2. A fraction is part of what? Good, a whole number. The numerator of the fraction is the top or the bottom number? Yep, the top. And then the denominator is the total number of parts, so it's the bottom number. So let's do one more example. We'll actually take it right off your homework, so you guys have one less homework problem that you guys have to do. So this is number 2 from your homework, guys. Okay, so this one says if the pizza has 2 slices and you do not eat any, what fraction of them are left? So here's my pizza, and it has 2 slices. Now according to this, how many did we eat? None. So this one's a little tricky. So it says we didn't eat any of the pizza, so how many do I want to color in? Good, none, because we didn't have any. So that means that in our denominator, what do we want to write? How many pieces are there total? 2, good, right. And in this case, how many did we eat? We didn't eat any. So that means that there are how many left over? 2. Okay, great job today, guys. Good class.